Hi guys, I'm Shmi and we're at Topaz Detailing London, where my McLaren 675LT has just been delivered. I'm obviously exceptionally excited, but this is part 2. We're going to be detailing the car today before we apply paint protection film, and then the car can go off on its travels. So it's just gone through a cleaning process to make sure, of course, there are no impurities and sort of things that are going to contaminate the surface before detailing it. I'm going to show you around the car, which is finished in MSO's bespoke cerulean blue. It's a custom paint colour on the car. The paint finish out of MSO, McLaren Special Operations, is of course to an exceptionally high quality by factory standards, but Topaz really take that up to a totally perfectionist level and can convert it into something truly, truly spectacular. So I'm going to show you around the car a little bit before it goes through being masked up, and then the detailing process gets started. So I've got in my other hand a torch that I can use to demonstrate some of the sort of slight imperfections, the kind of things that this process is aimed at fixing. So if I bring the torch down here, where you can just see it, you can see there are the sort of grey streaks that come out across the paintwork. Those are called holograms. We demonstrated this also on my 650S. Now, McLaren paintwork is very good to start, but you can see those are sort of there, and the light reflection isn't quite perfect, so we can work on that. And by machining over it, you can really, really tidy it up. Some other examples, if we come round towards the bonnet on the paintwork here, if I can get the light right up here, you can see that it's slight, there are some slight what is called sanding marks on the paint, where there are sort of some half moon shapes around where the light reflects off the car. So those will all be, I think you can see them mostly around there. Those will be cleaned up too. We've got a couple more of those on the A-pillar, if I can quite get the reflection right, as well, and some slight holograms. But then if we come up to the roof, you know, there are parts of the paint which are truly stunning already. Paintwork up here on the front of the bonnet, on the front of the roof is a very nice start. But a few more holograms appear as you come towards the back. My arms aren't quite long enough to reach over and show you, but I think you can see some of the grey streaks coming out there from the side. So generally speaking, it's in stunning condition. And next up is going to be the continuation of the masking process. And I'm looking forward to seeing quite how good this car can be made to look by the guys here at Topaz. Because like I said, we did my McLaren 650S Spider at the start of this year, and it was spectacular. The paintwork looked amazing throughout my ownership of that car, all the miles I did all the way through to selling it. So the car is sat here, lift system up to make this a little bit easier. All of the body colour parts are going to be detailed, and then the entire car will be paint protected over the satin carbon fibre and over the blue paintwork as well. And then of course from here it will be heading up to the dealership for final PDI, and ultimately out on the road and off on some adventures, and I'll be showing you all of that. So let's get to work and get the car masked up. All the lights on now then to be able to see the car properly, and it's full steam ahead with the masking process. So any sort of part that you're not going to be working on with the machine polisher, so for example the satin carbon side panels, the wheels, the tyres, you completely cover it all so that you don't risk sort of making any abrasive marks on the surface of other parts or damaging anything while you're at it. So every sort of single part that you can see now is going to be covered up, all the lights around the exhaust, everything that isn't going to be machined. Nearly complete with the masking process then. I always think it looks quite funny when you do this and you have the sort of brown paper over the windows, the rear windows, side windows, and all of the carbon fibre. And if you were wondering, one of the reasons you do this on the satin carbon fibre rather than machining it, so like with my 650S, we machine polished around the bumper. The problem is, if you machine on satin, you actually turn the lacquer glossy, and that would completely defeat the object, of course. So you're not going to machine polish over the satin because you want to keep it satin. That's the way the car was spec'd. But it is looking kind of funny now that most of it is covered up. Just that area at the rear to go, the door mirror I can see. Of course, working around the front splitter at the moment to get all of this completed. We're fully masked up then. Every part of the car that isn't the paintwork is protected, even parts like the badge and the front track telemetry cameras. And that's also important because then it means that you won't catch any other parts with the machine while you're going around polishing it. So now it's a case of going around the car, working out the parts that need to be done and progressing from there. Getting underway then, kicking off with the bonnet, first level of machining. The guys have been all the way around it, taking a look at the full car so that they know the bits that need to be worked on in particular, and where to sort of concentrate efforts to get the car through. We've already got some early results here on the bonnet. You can see the reflection here, where earlier it was sort of a little bit, there were some sanding marks. It's so much clearer already. Awesome. The machining part of the process is complete, and next up we'll be removing all of the masking on the car. But first let's just have a quick look down here as well at one of the other areas that was plagued earlier by hologramming, and you can see it is substantially better now, much cleaner reflections of the light, and that is exactly why you do this. Then when you take it out into the sunshine, it all looks beautiful. So this is the case all the way around the car now. Let's get some more reflections here off the wing. So it's all very clean and tidy. So next up, removing the masking tape. Always super delicate, of course, just to make sure that everything is fine. Although if you use the right materials, the right tapes and so on, then there are no problems at all. I'm going to be back to a very good looking, super clean, nicely detailed 675LT. And the last bit is off. Let's start this up. First time I'm ever doing this. The car has had a little bit of a clean down, and now it's going to go for another wash, just to get rid of all the compound that comes from the machine polishing, which again sits inside those sort of nooks and crannies all around the car, and we want to get rid of that so that when it comes in here for the paint protection film, again, it's not going to have anything that was going to interfere with that, any dust that's going to get under the clear film. So it's going to have another quick wash down here before it moves back in, ready for PPF. GTO, but here we are. The 675LT is now in the PPF bay at Topaz Detailing, and it's alongside a very nice Cayman GT4 as well, which is another car that I absolutely love. So we've kind of got two track cars side by side here now. So what can I tell you? Well, I've shown you that the paintwork is looking brilliant. MSO and of course the McLaren Production Centre as well have prepared the car in a brilliant way, so it's come straight to here with some fantastic quality paintwork. As it is, we're being absolute perfectionists, just making it a notch even better here at Topaz. That's what the team have done, so big thanks to them for getting that first stage through, which is looking lovely, and I can't wait to show you more and show you the interior and, well, have a collection experience of the car from McLaren Manchester, which will all come in due course. But we're going to wrap up there for today. We'll start tomorrow with the paint protection film, a full process showing you what goes into doing that and why we do it. But as always, if you want to know even more details than I've shown you here, do check out the videos from when we were here at Topaz doing my 650S as well earlier this year. But I'm not going to lie, I am a happy bunny. This colour is fantastic. It's going to look absolutely brilliant when we get it out and about. And I cannot wait for the adventures. I'm sort of concealing my excitement a little bit because, of course, up to this point, I have not actually driven this car. In fact, yeah, I can't wait to drive my car. But for now, I've got to leave it, go home, say goodnight to it, because I'll be back again to show you the PPF process before it gets up to Manchester. So thank you very much for watching. Do check out Topaz on all their social media links. I'll drop in the Instagram and Facebook below. Some pretty cool stuff always to see. I'm working on some fantastic cars. But like I said, I'll leave it there for now. Thank you again, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.
For the very first time, I'm able to take a look at my own McLaren 6.
Games. It's a way for Bugatti to bring their vehicles to the fans and let you guys out there.
I'm driving the Koenigsegg Agera R, and not only am I driving an Agera